Hey, this is the antisocial socialite back at it again. Thanks so much for tuning in. Salute to all of the new subscribers. You are welcome. If you're new to the channel, you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for, darling? Hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I get to running this mouth, baby, you are in the loop. I don't have a title. It's just like, this is courtesy of World Star. Thank you, World Star, for being the platform that makes us look bad. No, it's not really the platform, it's us. You know, let's just call it what it is. So this is a video I tried to do yesterday. I uploaded it twice in its entirety, and twice YouTube took it down. They said this is violating our guidelines, and I think it's because of the strong language and the violence. You know, I couldn't even be bothered to try and edit the bits that I think they're upset about out, so I just said I'll do the video but just screenshots, that way hopefully it will go through. Okay, so this video was one of the top videos yesterday, and basically you have 4 individuals, 3 men and a woman. The woman has an issue with the man in the solid blue t-shirt. Now, I don't know if they're romantically involved, but she's throwing her baby daddy in his face. So the video starts with the woman approaching the man in the solid blue t-shirt, and she's throwing a drink over him. She's got a bottle of drink and she's throwing it at him in such a way that it's flashing all over him, and then I believe she actually throws the bottle as well. Okay, so after that she's insulting him. I don't know if she hit him, and then she walks off the screen to the left. So the man in the solid blue t-shirt with the man in the blue and white, they start walking up the street together in the same direction that the woman went. She reappears and then goes round to the right of the man, and she starts verbally and physically assaulting him a second time. She starts getting up in his face, and I think she actually slaps him, or she tries to slap him, or she keeps goading him into, you know, losing his temper. So when the man in the solid blue t-shirt spins around and he's confronting her face to face, she's goading him. I think she hit him again. He went to hit her back, to which the man in the blue and white is trying to shield the woman. And even while the man in the blue and white is trying to, you know, be a go-between, he's trying to keep the woman back and kind of create a barrier between the two of them, she's still shouting over his shoulder, and that's when she comes around to hit the man, and he tries to hit her back. And I believe the man in the blue and white says something like, "You're not gonna hit a woman," or, you know, and I was just like, whoa, she has already thrown some water on him or a drink over him, thrown the bottle at him, is shouting at him, verbally is abusing him, comes back a second time after he was walking away and didn't retaliate. Now she's shouting in his face again, hits him, and then on top of it, you're now going to turn around and say, bro, you're not going to hit a woman? That's literally what this video is about. Thanks for tuning in. I'm joking, but that is literally the bit that made me say, nah, I have to do a video on this, because right now everybody's on this whole protection thing. You know, I know protection is a big topic, especially in the States. And when I saw this video, okay, talking about the lady who got put in the dumpster, and a lot of these incidences where women are like, I'm out doing random things and I don't feel protected. I said, this is the kind of stuff that women do, with this attitude like, I am woman, hear me roar, I can do anything and no one can touch me, and if you try to touch me, you're a monster because I'm a woman. It's like you can act any single way you want and then expect somebody to come running to your rescue. Okay, so for those of you who haven't watched the dumpster videos and Dumpster Gate, you know, please check them out. Okay, so the guy in the blue and white decides to come to the honor of this woman who, you know, doesn't have any honor. There's a better way she could have handled it, but getting up in the man's face. Okay, you got your first shot in, you threw the water, you threw the bottle, you called him all kind of names. He walked away. You got it off your chest, walk away. Okay, so the guy then in the blue and white tries to tackle the guy in the solid blue shirt, like, you're not gonna hit a woman, bro. And the guy just punched him out. He literally just went down. Now, I said at the beginning there were three men. There's a man in a solid white t-shirt. He had already walked past and was kind of minding his own business. But when he saw the fight break out between the two men in blue, he comes charging in now trying to be a hero, and he literally got pounded into the ground. Okay? The guy in the solid blue literally just beat the guy in the white into the floor, to the point where people had to come running over like, bro, leave it. He's down, he's dead, just leave it. Okay? So the guy who initially was in the blue and white who got knocked down, he disappears and reappears in the shot with a broom. The two of them start to fight again. The guy in the blue and white drops the broom, and the guy in the solid blue picks the broom up and literally just uses the guy's head as a baseball ball. You know, he literally just swung and he went down. And then the woman who wasn't there while the fight broke out, because she kind of ran to the side, she reappears and sees her two friends on the floor, you know, rolling in agony. And she's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I mean, hands up, hands on the head. And then she doesn't even know which one to try to attend to first, because the two of them are just in a really bad way. One's groaning. I mean, they're patting the one in the white on the floor, like hoping to God that he's still alive, because that guy went straight Honda on his face, man. It's like, and oh yeah, that's what I was gonna call this video. You know, Blackie Honda, he went in. He wasn't having none of it. You see, and the reason why I'm doing this video is because a lot of the time you hear black women talking about how they don't feel protected, how they find that, you know, black men you don't defend their honor and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm not saying that there's no truth to that. But it's things like this, why black men don't even feel that black men need them to intervene. At the end of the day, she looks like the kind of person who, if you try to defend her, she would be like, nah, baby, step back. I've got this. You're not going to do me like this. I mean, she literally kept on and on and on provoking the man until he lost his temper and retaliated. And what annoys me about this situation is she will then be the one going around demonizing the guy in the dark blue t-shirt, how he's a woman beater, he's aggressive. I mean, how you going to put your hands on a woman? And she's not going to talk about how she was the instigator. She literally goaded the man and provoked the man. I mean, words are wind, okay? I get it. If somebody is being verbally abusive and, you know, rude or, you know, hostile with what they're saying, it's not nice. They're trying to make you look small. But, I mean, you can walk away. But this woman is literally throwing hands. This is the problem. How many times are black women getting out there, being physically aggressive, putting hands on people? Yesterday I uploaded a video. I wasn't even going to upload it, but then I saw it out in the world and I thought, you know what? People need to know. Maybe some people, they don't watch World Star. Only because some of these videos that have started coming out, I actually downloaded it so I can see for myself what's going on. And I realized, obviously, World Star is for, you know, stupid people doing stupid stuff of all races. But what black people need to remember is this. When you upload something to World Star, you laugh at it because you know somebody like that, you've done something like that, that's you, you know. You just see it as entertainment. Now, obviously, if we're consuming this kind of stuff all the time, it's influencing who we are as people. Okay, that stuff is getting into our subconscious, and as we gradually become desensitized, we gradually normalize it, and before you know it, we're living it out. So this is the problem with this constant propaganda of the stupid, you know, out of control black person trope that they constantly have in the media about us. But to people outside of the black community, to non-black people, they watch that and they say, that's how blacks are. You could do the littlest thing and they will say, see, I told you, they're just like the ones on World Star. That's what they're all like. So the rotten apples, and I've been a rotten apple at times, we make the situation hard for the people who are doing the right things. There's a reason why you can have a Karen in the park who's got her dog off the lead talking about, I'm going to call them and say, you're harassing me. You're threatening me. I'm intimidated. I'm frightened for my life. She knows that she has the power of white privilege. And she knows that if she makes a certain call and she uses certain keywords, that because of the color of her skin, and no offense to anybody who's in the audience and is white, I love you guys. This is not about an individual one-on-one thing. This is about a systemic problem, a cultural engineering to keep black people in a disadvantaged position. I mean, for anybody who's ever done psychology, I can't even remember if it was, I don't think it was Maslow. I can't even remember who it was. I think it was Ingram. They did this experiment. A lot of people may have heard of it, the prison experiment. I'll try and find a slide. Basically, say he took, the psychologist, he took 14 people and he's doing an experiment on the concept of compliance. How people comply when they are in a group, like how groupthink works. So basically he split the group of participants into two. Half became prisoners, half became jailers. And it's like, you could do anything to these people if you were the jailer. These prisoners, if you want to do whatever you want to do, it's fine because you're the one with the uniform. And it was like, how people change once they kind of get a particular role, a sense of a certain power, and also, free reign, basically. So at first, the people who were the prison guards, they were just normal. They treated the prisoners with respect and dignity. But very quickly, we're talking about in a matter of days, the people who had the role of the guards became very abusive. Okay? So, and when they changed over after halfway through the experiment, you found the same thing again. It all started out quite calm, and then over time the power got to the heads of the ones who were in the prison guard uniform, and they started to become abusive. When we have this kind of groupthink, hive mind mentality of it's okay to behave a certain way as a black person, you just get caught up in the motion of living that way. And for people outside of the black community, they feel justified for being racist. They feel justified for being abusive to black people because of the way the media portrays black people, and then the way we go and reinforce it with our own actions. So the reason why a white woman can lie and say, I'm going to call the police and say that you are doing something you are not, and I know I'm going to be believed, she feels perfectly justified anyway, because she's like, well, probably you're not doing anything. Maybe you are a harmless person, but probably somebody else just like you is doing something anyway. Oh, well, you haven't done anything this time, but probably you'll do something anyway. Or, you haven't done anything right now, but I bet you've done something in the past, because that's what you blacks are like. So this whole perception that is perpetuated about black people through the white-owned media, it's what causes this undertone of constant racism. And I said to you, this Black Lives Matter thing, I don't buy it, I don't believe in it on a number of levels for a number of reasons. We know that the manifesto for Black Lives Matter is actually about promoting the gay agenda and the destruction of patriarchy. The reason why George Soros is throwing a lot of money at this thing is because it's all about the divide and conquer. Back in, the times of slavery, it was women against men. It was, light skin against dark skin. It was older people against younger people. So that kind of divide and conquer of the black communities, keep us suppressed, that is still going on to this day. Suspicion, a lot of fear, and obviously the poverty keeps people in a state of desperation, and that desperation causes people to act out in ways that's detrimental to their own group. They promote things that are detrimental to the black community. That's why they don't mind shows like X Factor. That's why they don't mind, promoting the athletes and the rappers. Because, let's be real. How many people who actually win the X Factor ever go on to really have a solid career? Some of them, they only do like one album, or they have a little bit here or there, and 5 minutes later that they disappear into obscurity. So you're plowing, or placing your whole hopes and dreams on the prospect of maybe one day being a star, and you squander. It's like the hare and the tortoise. The tortoise is slow and steady. He gradually builds himself up. He acquires skills, he acquires knowledge, he acquires a network. He's building wealth gradually that is not easily taken away. And even if he does lose it, he has what it takes to build it back again, because the raw material, which is his mentality, is set. And then you have the tortoise type people who are literally like, I just want to be discovered. Overnight I'm going to be a star. I'm going to put out a viral video on the gram. And the reason why in the black community they elevate these people is because they know it's kind of like the lottery. Most of the people who play the lottery are poor, and they will continue to be poor. And if you win the lottery, you are twice as likely to go bankrupt, because you don't understand how money works. This is why, even if they were to give reparations, which I'm totally in favor of, I believe they should, like black people should get reparations. They know, as you get the money in the left hand, 5 minutes later you will be spending it in the right hand, because we are not accustomed to working with money in a way that generates more money. They know this. The people who run society, the powers that be, they know us better than we know ourselves. Shout out to Irene Yvette. I'm still going through the video that she put out yesterday about why people are joining the divestment movement, and she said one of the things that the black community needs to acknowledge is the fact that we lack introspection. We are not intellectually honest about how we are as a group. We gloss over things, we brush things under the carpet, or we just find excuses like the white man is holding me back. And although we know there's truth to all of those things, definitely there is systemic racism that helps to keep black people in a compromised position. We are complicit in our own destruction. Again, that's by design. It's like, is it chicken, is it egg? Where the mind goes, the body follows. Where the mentality is, that's what's going to manifest in your life. So then you have to ask yourself, what can I do? Well, maybe throw your TV out, or be more, critical over what you choose to watch, what you allow your kids to watch, because obviously the white-owned media is only going to sell them things that's going to get them on that slippery slope of negativity and unproductivity. Okay, but that's not what this video is about, but I just threw that in there, like the video. The point here is this. A lot of the women who talk about we need to be protected, they are intellectually dishonest about how much they stir up problems. And when you hear black men online saying the reason why we are not excited about running to the rescue of random black women is because although this is not a random black woman, it looks like they all know each other. It's the way that she continued to bait the man into fighting her with the expectation that the other guys would come to her defense. And as a result of them trying to be heroes and cape for this woman, it ends up that they literally get beat down. The thing about it is this. One guy got pounded in the face, the guy in the white t-shirt. The guy in the blue and white got hit with a broom. What if he sustains an injury, or what if one of them sustained a head injury, which is, you're unaware of at the time, but then later on he has a bleed on the brain and dies. For this woman and her antagonistic behavior, a man could die. What if the police show up and just start shooting them or arresting them? We're talking about in a time of Black Lives Matter and police brutality. But again, you come to a scene, you see a guy pounding two other guys into the ground, you see a guy hitting another one with the broom, you're not going to think that actually he's defending himself, quote unquote defending himself, because he was actually attacked with the broom first. You're just going to see that, react, and then justify it with, I felt threatened, I feared for my life, and there was this big strong black man, and he was running around with a stick. He had a stick, damn it. I saw my whole life flash before my eyes, and so I shot him 16 times because I was so afraid. We know that's how it goes down. So when you have people like Crystalline and Chrissy and now April Mason jumping on this, oh, you should see me as your mother and your sister, I'm every woman is me, call me Whitney Houston, trip. No. especially in the States where police officers are armed. You know, here in the UK, our police officers for the most part are not armed unless there's something really serious going on. There's something going on because you see them walking around with the assault rifle. But apart from that, they are generally not armed. Mostly just like a taser. Okay? So in the States, it's a way more precarious situation if you get into some type of mad altercation and the police show up, because there's a capacity for them to gun you down, shoot first and ask questions later. So again, women need to be conscious that this is one of the reservations that men have when they say we are not about protecting women just like that, or we're not about protecting random black women, because at the end of the day, some of these women, they are the ones poking the bear. They are the one initiating all kinds of conflict with the expectation that they can say or do whatever they like, treat men however they want, and then some other dude is just going to come running in and save the day for them. That's all I got for this one. Check out the video. Maybe I'll have to try and find it on YouTube and put a link in there. You can just head over to WorldStar and check it out for yourself. That's all I got for this one. Like, share, comment and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.